From Studio 3C in Rockefeller Center, this is Today in New York.
This morning, addressing the issue of New York City's trash burden. The city plans to build a waste transfer marina on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Residents there want those plans trashed, while others in the city argue if not there, then where? Kelly Nimmo-Guenther is the president of Pledge to Protect, an organization working to stop the city's planned waste transfer marina. We do want to mention we invited the Department of Sanitation to send a representative today, but they didn't respond to that invitation. So, Kelly, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for uncovering this really important issue.
Yeah, it's an issue that, of course, is a big concern on the Upper East Side, just one neighborhood. It's a plant that would be built on East 91st Street. It's a location where there was a waste facility for more than 50 years that closed in 1999. But the real concern is that it's by the facility that serves tens of thousands of kids every year. We're talking about the Asphalt Green.
Right.
Sports Recreation Center that's right there.
That's right. Let me paint a picture for you, as many of the people may not know exactly what's there. It is at East 91st. And what is there is a recreation facility called Asphalt Green. The dump that they're going to be putting there is a 10-story, 3-block dump that's going to be, the entrance ramp is going to go right through Asphalt Green. To the left is a playground, to the right are the playing fields. Up to 500 garbage trucks are going to be going right through where these children play 24 hours a day, 6 days a week, spewing toxic fumes. And just 1 block away is one of the largest public housing in New York City, the Stanley Isaacs Homes.
And you bring that up because people are talking about well, what Christine Quinn, who's running for mayor, called environmental racism, saying that a lot of these waste facilities that deal with the city's tons and tons of garbage are in lower income neighborhoods. So I know you bring up that point for that reason, because there are a number of different kinds of people who live in that neighborhood. Meantime, what about the argument that every borough should take care of its own garbage? Of course, we know that there are areas in the South Bronx and Williamsburg that really take the mass share of the city's garbage, and some of those neighborhoods have some of the highest asthma rates in the country. So shouldn't every borough be responsible for its waste?
Yes, every borough should be responsible for its own waste, but this station at East 91st is not needed. Manhattan currently handles all of its residential waste. The waste is picked up by trucks, taken through the tunnels to a waste-to-energy transfer facility in New Jersey. And what's going to happen if they put the East 91st Street garbage dump there? It is not going to reduce the truck miles that Christine Quinn says is going to be reduced. It's not going to reduce the air pollution. Matter of fact, it's going to make it worse for 2 reasons. They're going to take all the trucks, they're going to condense it in on this community, but they're replacing it by tugboats. Tugboats are 1,000 times dirtier than the trucks. We need our politicians to come together and really address the issue. Let's lower asthma rates. Let's lower air pollution across all of New York City. And this is not it. This is not needed.
You bring up a key issue, which is the trucking. And Julie Menon, who's running for Manhattan Borough President and very familiar with, of course, with Community Board 1, she was the chairperson, wrote an op-ed in the Daily News. And she was talking about the trucking to New Jersey, saying that led to something like 6 million miles a year of trucking through the city streets. And the hope was that, again, these barges on the water would reduce that. And by canceling plans for this facility at East 91st Street, that would mean an additional 200,000 miles a year in the city of this trucking. I know other locations have been looked at, locations on the west side, and it seems like the Department of Sanitation in the city really seems like they're focused on this location because it's one of the only locations that fits what they need. And they're talking about trucks that, you know, have better technology, have less fumes, a facility that contains odor, longer ramps for those trucks. What is your fear of this facility in terms of its impact on the community, in terms of those issues? Do you think the new technology will help?
Yeah, no, it won't. The solid waste management plan is over 10 years old. We have to update that plan. It is not going to help, and it makes me sad that Julie Menon is out there saying that, because she knows the facts, and she's creating fear in these other communities, and she's pitting borough against borough, as is Christine Quinn. Those are not the true facts. The true facts are exactly to what you're talking about, is what is the impact to this community, to the over 31,000 children that are served there. garbage dumps do not belong in any residential neighborhood anywhere in this city. And the politicians need to look and stop and look at this plan and figure out how do we really address this.
Okay, all right. Well, Kelly Nimmo-Guenther, thank you for being on the show, and this is an issue that will continue to be talked about on the Upper East Side as it is moving forward at this point.
Thank you for having us.